everyone, and welcome. Atomic Toast 15 here. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition, which just recently released about a week ago. I'd actually planned on doing an unboxing of this as soon as it came out, or at least the day after or so, depending on when it showed up, but kind of ran into some shipping issues, I should say, with Best Buy. Without going into full details, I guess I can just quickly summarize it. There's an issue with my initial order, so I had to cancel it, place a new order. When I placed my new order, I selected store pickup at my nearest Best Buy. And come release date, they say, oh, guess what, it's not in stock at your local Best Buy, and the nearest one that is in stock is about an hour away, so really wasn't willing to drive that far for this, so I switched it to the free standard shipping option, which, from my experience in Best Buy, is usually only about 2 or 3 days, so I was like, okay, I can just wait another 2 days or whatever to get this. It's not that big of a deal, not that big of a rush. Well, come 2 or 3 days after I changed my order status, and, you know, this is like 2 or 3 days after the release, my order is just stuck at either processing, I forget off the top of my head what it says, either processing or preparing, and as of right now, I just checked before recording this video, it's still like that, so considering how long it was just stuck at that status, I was worried, okay, maybe I'm gonna end up getting an email saying it's no longer in stock, and they're not gonna be able to fulfill my order, and we're so sorry, blah blah blah, and I was gonna miss out on getting this amazing collector's edition, but luckily I decided to go check real quick on Amazon and GameStop and all the other local places, and they were still in stock on Amazon. So I very quickly ordered one and got it with 2 days shipping with Amazon Prime, thankfully. And yeah, I managed to secure a collector's edition. And again, as of right now, it's still in the pre-shipping, the preparing or processing state on Best Buy, so maybe I'm going to end up getting a second copy of this, who knows. So I guess I'm kind of unintentionally being a scalper, if that's the case, because I'm just going to resell that second copy, but yeah, so all that aside, let's actually jump into the collector's edition. So, yeah, I was pretty ecstatic when this was announced and first shown off and everything. Well, if you can't tell by the box art here, this is very, very retro. This is very clearly some fan service for retro, longtime Sonic fans. The whole box art, obviously, a complete spin-off or complete take on the original Sonic the Hedgehog box art for the Sega Genesis. And we've even got an old school official Sega seal of quality sticker right here. Well, it's not an actual sticker, it's part of the artwork, but that is, you know, that's lifted straight from a Sega Genesis cartridge. That is the exact design of it. And if you look real close here, it's kind of hard to pick up on the camera without really good lighting, but we got kind of a checkerboard design here. There we go, I'll shine some glare on it, make it a little easier to see. Got kind of a checkerboard design in the background here in the black. That's also a direct reference to the old box art of the Sega Genesis and Sega Master System games. But yeah, let's go over to the side here a while. First we have text that says, "Welcome to the next level," all disjointed like this. Not actually sure what that's a reference to. It seems kind of familiar. I feel like I've read that before. My retro Sonic fandom is kind of failing me right now. I don't know if that's actually from the box art, or the back of the box, I should say, of a classic Sonic game, or what that's from exactly. We also have a little bit of artwork on the side here with Sonic and Eggman. I guess actually this is Dr. Robotnik. And that artwork looks like it's directly ripped from an older Sonic title as well. His clothing design, of course, obviously is. Go over the back here and... oh, yeah, the side and the back. Wait, okay. Got confused for a second there. The contents are only showed on the side here, not the back. But so, what does the collector's edition of Sonic Mania contain? It has the collector's box, obviously, which is just the box it's contained in. A 12-inch statue with Sega startup audio. I'm assuming that's just going to be your, you know, the infamous Sega voice. Which, as you can see there, it's a very nice looking statue of Sonic, seated atop a replica kind of Sega Genesis. And then we also have a metal collector's card, which, yeah, I guess it's a metal collector's card with Tails and Knuckles on it for some reason. I don't know why Sonic isn't on it, unless he's on the other side. Sega Cartridge cast with a golden ring. So we have a cartridge here that kind of, well, yeah, it's modeled directly after an old Sega Genesis cartridge. It says Sonic Mania and everything on it, the same artwork from the front. It looks like it slides open there for a collectible ring. And then a digital game download code. That kind of bums me out. I kind of wished it was on disc, but yeah, I guess it's just going to be a download code voucher in the box. But again, let's go around back to the back here. And if you can get a look at the screenshots here, this is one thing that, actually I'm going to move the camera here because it's a little off screen. This is one thing that really enticed me and really excited me about the game. Gorgeous pixel graphics. All new experience celebrates the best of classic Sonic, pushing the envelope forward with stunning 60 FPS gameplay and pixel perfect physics. Yeah, again, looking at the screenshots here, you can tell this, it's kind of hard to explain with, you know, the way video games are nowadays. You have kind of this new design that you see in indie games a lot, where it's like modern, high-tech kind of graphics that are made to look like old-school graphics. But then you have some games kind of like this. Mega Man 9 and 10 are good examples of this, actually, from the Xbox Live Arcade, where it's straight up old school 16 or 8-bit graphics, whatever the case may be, made to look like modern graphics, so kind of the inverse of the other kind of graphics I just said. And these, I think, are really, really cool. That just, you know, instantly triggers my nostalgia feels and really, really got me excited for this game as soon as I saw it, just based on that alone. Because I wasn't, honestly, a big fan of the Sonic 4 episodes and some of the other recent attempts for Sega to, you know, roll back to the classic Sonic games. Just wasn't a big fan of those. I really, really prefer, again, maybe because of my nostalgia, my rose-tinted glasses and all that stuff, the straight up old school style. But yeah, they are gorgeous pixel graphics, as it says right there on the box. So that instantly caught my attention and got me excited for the game. Now we're going to move into actually opening it now. Fortunately, we have on top these terrible stickers that I complain about all the time, which you have to very carefully remove so as not to damage the packaging. I apologize, it'll be opened off screen for a little bit right now because this box is gigantic. I had no idea how big this was going to be until it actually showed up at my doorstep. There we go, we can actually flip it on its side now, I guess, without knocking the camera over. Okay, so this is the collectible box we're talking about. There's actually another box inside the outer box. It is fast and tight in there. There's no way for me to pull that out. I'm actually going to have to turn the box upside down. There we go. Alright. A lot of stuff sounds like rattling in there. I hope nothing is broken. Alright, so here is the interior box, I guess, which pretty much just looks the same as the outer box. Yep, exactly the same, pretty much. And how do we actually open this? Oh! Okay, that's really cool. So we got there we go, we got kind of a door on it. Here's our download code, I suppose. Xbox One full game, I would hope so. Got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles on the front there. And alright, how do we open this without making things fall everywhere? There we go. That's what was all rattling. Looks like we have a bunch of silica gel or something in there. Just throw that down. Alright. Almost knocking over the camera here. Oh, yep, I was right. Silica gel packet actually apparently burst during the shipping. There's a bunch of beads floating around everywhere. Yeah. And the rest of the box is empty. I guess I can store statue and stuff in there when I'm not using it. Slide that off to the side for now. Alright, so first off we have the metallic card, if it'll come into focus. And we have Sonic on the front, and Knuckles and Tails on the back, as you saw on the box when I previewed it. Looks like we got a little bit of glue or something on there. There we go. So yeah, that's all it really is. I'm not sure why they showed the back of it on the box instead of the front, but yeah, what exactly is the purpose of this? It's just a metallic card. I can understand it. Based on the design, this looks like it would be better as a magnet or something. I kind of wish it would be a magnet instead. What am I going to do with this? It doesn't stand up or anything, it's just a metallic card. Yeah. Well, it's nice quality, and the artwork's really cool and stuff. Again, I guess that's something else I can point out here. If you look closely at the design of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, they are also lifted straight out of the old games. Tails looking very much like he does in Sonic 2, and Knuckles as he does in his first appearance in Sonic 3. And next up we have the Sega Cartridge cast, as it's referred to, which basically is just a neat little collectible modeled very obviously after an actual Sega Genesis cartridge. Now I actually don't have any Sega Genesis games anymore. I unfortunately was one of those kids that kind of, as I went along, as I grew up, I sold my older games and systems to kind of progress through the generations and get the newer games and consoles and all that. Foolishly, somewhat, because, you know, at this point all that old stuff is very, very expensive. Probably worth 5 or so times what I sold it for back then. And, you know, now I'm a collector and I want all of it back. But yes, story time aside, I don't have an actual Sega Genesis cartridge handy to directly compare this to, but it looks pretty nice. Oh. Yep, and as you can see, it opens up for the ring collectible here. I guess I can set it down and just show off a while. Very nice, hard material. Doesn't feel like cheap hollow plastic at all. This does have some weight to it. Really, really nice. Again, not very practical. There's not much I can do with this, besides, well, I guess I can wear it, but yeah. Not much I can do with this besides kind of just leave it in its casing there. But anyway, as I was saying, I don't actually have a Sega Genesis game I can directly compare this to, but it's relatively similar to a actual Sega Genesis cartridge. I'm trying to remember what they actually look like and feel like from memory here. It does have the groove up here in the top that they would have for when you would insert them and pull them out of the console. I feel like this is a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit shorter and a little bit more narrow than the actual Genesis cartridges, but again, I unfortunately don't have one handy to actually compare it to, which kind of bums me out, but yeah. And this, you just grab it by the teeth or the grill, whatever this is actually called, I don't exactly know. Pull out and reveal the ring. Yeah, this is really, really cool. Nice collectible, and as you can, oh, never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say you can just very easily set it up to put it on display, but actually, yeah, the bottom half where the teeth or the grill, whatever you want to call this, is doesn't retract in fully. I don't know if you can tell on camera a little bit, but just a hair of this sticks out the bottom. So it actually wobbles a little bit and you can't perfectly place this on the surface. That's actually kind of disappointing. I don't know if that was an oversight or what. Yeah, that disappoints me a little bit, because I would actually like to just set this up on my computer desk or, you know, one of my many shelves in my man cave and actually show this off, but well, I guess I can unless I prop it up against something. That's a little bit of a disappointment, but otherwise this looks really, really cool. You know, you got the label and everything there with Sonic Mania on top and the artwork on the front. Perfectly triggers the nostalgia feels. It is very nicely designed, except again that one little oversight where the bottom sticks out just a hair. Alright, last up but certainly not least, we have the centerpiece of the Collector's Edition. Something that's going to go amazing in any nerd game room, man cave, whatever you want to call it. A 12-inch Sonic statue on a replica Sega Genesis base, modeled after the Model 1 Sega Genesis, I believe, I'm trying to actually think back to which one I had growing up as a kid. My very first Sega Genesis, and I think it was this one, if this is the Model 1. Yeah, we even got some text up here as I carefully try to lay it down. High definition graphics. And no, this is not a clone console or anything of the sort. There is no cartridge slot here. This is not a functioning Sega Genesis. We do have some faux controller ports on the front here, which you can't actually plug any controllers into. You have the, was that the aux jack where you could, yeah. I think that was actually an aux jack where you could plug headphones into. And that's really annoying. I don't know if that's picking up very much or not. Yeah, there's some, this is like completely hollow inside, I'm guessing, and there's some tiny little shavings and pieces of plastic that fell off during shipping or manufacturing, and they're rattling about in there. I'm trying to see if there's any way to take this apart to carefully get rid of that. Doesn't look like there is. That's really annoying. I've always hated having toys or anything of that sort over the years. A little piece of plastic fall off inside, and you just hear this god-awful rattling all the time. Ugh. That's really annoying, but kind of can't be helped. Again, going over the rest of the console here, just says Sega on it. Sonic Mania, where the Sega Genesis font would be. We have the controls over here, the on-off, reset, and the volume switch. Now the volume switch actually works. The reset is just a flat piece of plastic and paint there. That's not an actual button. I don't know why they didn't at least make that click down, even if it doesn't do anything. Just add a little more immersion to it. And of course we have the power on and off here, or the on and off power light I should say. Again, a little bit of smudge, a little bit of glue on or something on right there. That's annoying, I'm gonna have to clean that off. But anyway, yeah, so it supposedly has a startup sound. It takes 2 AA batteries, which I installed before recording this portion of it, so I'm guessing it's just gonna automatically do it when we flip the on switch, so let's see what happens. Oh yes. I would make some kind of every 90s kids recognize this joke, but that would just be horrible. But I'll do it again. Yep, that brings back the nostalgia feels. Anyone who's played Sonic knows what that's from. I wonder if it actually, the volume actually increases if I turn the volume up on the switch here. No, it doesn't. That's weird then. Actually, let me do it again. Okay, the power light actually doesn't come on either. That's a little bit strange. I do really like that. That's a really cool, nice, nerdy touch to be able to just listen to whenever I want. But yeah, my minor complaints would be I don't know why the reset button doesn't actually click all the way down, and why the volume switch actually operates as an actual switch, but it doesn't actually control the volume of the little Sega tone. And also the light doesn't turn on, even though it looks like it should. Like if you look closely, if I can get it to come into focus. Come on, camera. And there we go. If you look very closely at the power button, it looks like it's an actual little glass button or light there. That would at least light up when it's turned on. I'll double triple check here, make sure it's not just because of the lighting in the room being so great. No, there's most definitely no light that actually comes on there when you flick the switch on. That's kind of yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't like that. I feel like there were just a few minor things I just mentioned there that should have been touched upon yet to really bring this whole thing together, but yeah, that's still really cool nonetheless. And of course, the actual statue on top, I guess I should actually talk about that instead of just the base. So we have a statue of Sonic on top in all of his classic 16-bit glory. I'll actually take control of the camera for this. Yeah, so we've got the old shoes, back before the soap shoes design came along. Yeah, very, very cool. I don't know why he is making a fist, though, if that's what that is specifically from, since, you know, anyone who's played or seen the original box art, he's kind of doing the finger wag thing, like on the title screen. But, yeah. Again, Sonic Mania in just black and white font instead of color, because I'm pretty sure the Sega Genesis font was just black and white on the console. So everyone, that's pretty much it for the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition. Again, I know I think I actually complained about just about everything in this Collector's Edition, now that I really think about it. I complained that there was no game disc and it's just a download code. I complained that the metal plate is just a pointless metal plate that can't really be used for anything. I complained about numerous aspects of the statue. I complained about a few things of the cartridge, but you know, don't get me wrong, those are just little nitpicks. I'm just trying to point out everything I possibly can, go as in-depth as possible, just so you guys know, if you're looking to pick this up, what exactly you're getting. That is to say, if this is still available and in stock everywhere. I'm not sure how limited a quantity this was produced in, but overall, I am very happy with this. It was, I believe it was priced at $70, so if you figure the game is worth $20, if I remember correctly, if you just buy the game separately on its own. So you're spending $50 on a very, very nice statue, very high quality, with just a couple nitpicky little bugs that most people probably won't even notice, like the rattling loose plastic, for instance. I highly doubt that's an issue with every single piece. You know, this really nice, creative faux Genesis cartridge, which with a very nice ring inside of it. And yeah, again, I don't know. I just don't know what to say about this metal plate. Why isn't it magnetic at least? Like, really, I would put this up on my fridge in a heartbeat. And I guess I could mention this box, because this is really, really cool, especially with the way the door opens on the front of it here. Don't want to knock a bunch of stuff over, but yeah, the fact that it actually has a front door that you can kind of open up and, you know, maybe even set this up inside of it, just to kind of show it off and everything. So for all that extra stuff, is it worth the extra $50? That's up for you to decide. For me personally, yes, it is most definitely worth it. Sonic has been a huge part of my life as a gamer. I think Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was actually probably the first video game I ever played. I was very, very young, and yeah, it's all very fuzzy at this point. This is over 20 years ago, you know. I'm pretty sure Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was... Oh, I'm knocking stuff down. Pretty sure Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was the first video game I ever played. And the Sega Dreamcast, I remember, being one of the first consoles I was really, really hyped about. And, you know, I remember getting it for Christmas this one year with Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Sonic Adventure 2 eventually going on to becoming my favorite game of all time, honestly. You know, Sonic is just an awesome, lovable game character, especially when you're, you know, a younger kid and everything. He's just a very simple, straightforward, cool guy that always wins, and there's no conflict, really. There's no character development or anything like that, because little kids don't care about any of that. They just want somebody that's cool and that goes fast. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling about the nostalgia and everything at this point, but again, seriously, Sonic is a big part of my life, and having an awesome collector's edition like this that, like I said, just is a huge love letter, a huge, you know, nostalgia trigger for someone that grew up with Sega like myself, with, you know, the artwork that's a direct reference to Sega and the Sega Cartridge and the console and all this. It's just, it's awesome. It's sensory overload. It's amazing. But again, you know, for just looking at it from an outsider's perspective, you know, $69.99, you're getting an awesome game, which, from what I've read so far, it has been getting very, very good reviews. More good reviews than even the most recent 3D Sonic games, if I remember correctly, so that's definitely saying something. And yeah, some cool collectibles. You know, you have to decide for yourself if it's worth the $70 or $50-ish if you purchase it with My Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Yeah, I definitely just need to go play this, well, download it right now, because unfortunately, we don't just plug in and play games anymore. We have to download them and download patches and updates and all that stuff that we didn't have back in my day. Back in my day, you bought this, you stuck it in your console, and you just played it. But we unfortunately don't have that luxury nowadays. But again, I'm just rambling at this point. Very, very excited to play this game. It's, like I said a million times in this video already, it's a huge love letter to 90s kids like myself. and fans of the old retro Sonic games that preferred those to the modern Sonic games, at least up until Sonic Adventure 2, in my opinion, was the last really, really good Sonic game. 3D Sonic game, I should specify. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, guys, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Consider picking one up for yourself. Again, because I don't know how much of a limited quantity they're in. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.